Okay, today I'm trying to tell you how to bring the real world problem to computers because we are interested in this particular thing is because we want to solve some real world issues with the help of computers. The machine learning does that. So, in general, when we try to study the real world through computers, we first have to map this real world into the way that computers understand. Now let us try to see what is a real world problem or and how what are the components of a real world problem. Any real world problem, any description of the real world are based on two different things majorly. One is nouns and their states. These are defined by their descriptions. We'll see shortly what is the kind of description one has. And another thing is actions. These actions tries to manipulate these nouns and their states. So how to manipulate a noun? You manipulate the noun by changing it a little bit, by changing the description of the noun a little bit, and try to notice the change in the noun, change in the state of that noun. So this is the thing that we how we can manipulate the nouns. Now, trying to describe a particular thing, let us assume we want to describe CPU, and we can describe this CPU with a number of attributes. I can assign an attribute that it has a length. If you assume that it has a cabinet, it is given in the cabinet. It has a length, it's a width, it has some kind of a thickness or something. So you have a lot of attributes are there. It may have weight, number of hard disk, type of hard disk, number of CPU cores, ICs used, and so on and so forth. And nothing actually stops you to describe, going to describe further and further and further. Now, let us try to see these descriptional attributes especially. Now, you can see height. Height can be anything like 1.5 centimeters, 1.2, 1.23 centimeters, and so on and so forth. Similarly, width is a continuous, length is continuous, width is continuous. What about number of hard disks? It takes discrete values. It may be 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. And they can be ordered. Like you can say, if there are two hard disks, then they are more than one hard disk. Fine. And they can be ordered. Like one hard disk is lesser than two hard disk is lesser than three hard disk, and so on and so forth. On the contrary, if you see at the type of hard disk attribute, it may be SCSI, SATA, SSD, NVMe, and so on and so forth. And it is highly unlikely that you want to order them in a certain in a particular way. The reason is SCSI has a lot of different attributes and may have a different reason to buy. For example, SCSI might be at cheap option, cheaper option, but it may take little longer latency in accessing the data, while SATA or SSD are much good at referencing the data, but they are highly priced. So once they are highly priced, it is my priority, it is my understanding which one to say a better and which one to say a lesser. And my priorities are also not only dependent on a particular thing. Like I may not only be interested uh, in lesser amount, or I may not be only interested in price. Higher the price, better the thing. I may be interested in a combination of different uh, attributes, like what is the speed, what is the size, uh, uh, and definitely the price and so on and so forth, right? So I may be interested in a lot of things and a combination of lot of things in fact. So I may be wanting, okay, speed is also should also be good, price should also be less, and so on and so forth. Now if you look at the CPU cores, it's again discrete values it has, but it has 1 2 3 4 something like that. Although I think 3 is not possible, 4 is possible, 8 is possible, 16 is possible. So the sometimes you have discrete values, sometimes you have continuous values, some other times you have categorical values, like in case of SCSI, SATA, SSD, right? So now what we want to know, whether the description requires IDs like MAC address of a computer or a chassis number of a bike. Maybe, may not be very correct. Why? Because it depends on the entirely on the problem. What is the problem that I want to address? If I want to address this problem that uh, I want to identify a particular bike that is stolen from my house, so I may be interested in chassis number to identify whether it is the same bike that has been stolen or not. On the contrary, if I am going to buy a particular bike, I may not be interested in chassis number because a lot of bikes with different chassis numbers have the same speed, same price, same features, exactly same. So I am not interested in that particular thing now. So it is dependent on the problem, what particular kind of attributes I am interested in. If I am going to buy a computer, I may be interested in what is number of CPU cores, CPU speed, and then hard disk, how many hard disks are there, what is the RAM size, RAM speed, and so on and so forth. But uh, and again, it is a requirement of a person whether the color, whether he wants a color to be red or a blue or what not. And you can see, even you cannot put the colors in a particular order, whether red is better or red is good, red is greater than blue, or blue is lesser than yellow, or what. So you cannot actually put them in a particular sequence, so they are unordered. You cannot order them, you cannot order them. So so these are the different things that how we can define a particular noun. Now we can try to define actions as well. Now a CPU can be sold out, you want to upgrade it, you want to connect it with the power and try to use it, and a lot of things that you can do with the CPU. Now when we are talking about machine learning, and I'm interested in knowing what kind of problems that a machine learning can address. So whenever there is a question of identifying a particular noun with a given description, machine learning comes into picture. Whenever I am trying to understand, if I change the description a little bit, what is the change in the state of a particular noun? For example, I'm interested in change in the 3 previous values or 3 days stock value, and I'm interested to know the what is the stocks value at fourth day. So I am giving a description of that particular stock in some way, and now I am want to predict for the fourth day. So the change in the description. So earlier I have taken last 3 days, the description of last 3 days or price of the last 3 days of a particular stock. Now I am taking uh, the stock price of some other 3 days of the same stock, and now I want to know the price of the following day of those 3 days. So with the change in description, what is the change in the state of that noun? So it is entirely, so these are the two questions, these are the two problems that a machine learning tried to solve. Now what are the sub problems? Whenever we are talking about data, we need to know how much data is sufficient, how much data is good to identify a noun or describe a noun or change in state of a noun. The another question is, um, what descriptional attributes, what are the attributes are good attributes and what are the attributes that are bad attributes? We've already seen in the previous example, the MAC address may be good at some time and may not be good at other times. So it is entirely dependent on the problem domain and the question that you are actually trying to answer, whether a particular attribute is good or not, or it's valuable or not. Even at certain times, you might have ethical questions or ethical reasons to drop an attribute or to select an attribute. For example, if you want to find out uh, uh, whether a particular person is criminal or not with the description of a person. So the description of a person should not be related to caste, color, creed, birthplace, and so on and so forth. If you put that, there is an ethical question whether you want uh, to frame a particular gender, a particular color, caste, or creed or not. So these are the ethical questions also come into picture when you are selecting a particular attribute or not. Now let us move a little bit. So you see, if there are two less attributes that you are taking, then they may be insufficient. They may bear insufficient information to solve the problem or to address the issues. And if you take a lot of attributes, then also it is complexity. It will increase the complexity of the problem because the number of attributes will increase the size of the problem. And on the contrary, as we have talked about, good attributes are those which are relevant to the problem. Now let us try to visit a particular iris dataset. This dataset is hosted at UCI repository, and this particular dataset is iris dataset and it contains the description of flowers of iris plant. Every flower of iris plant is described by these four uh, attributes: the sepal length, the sepal width, petal width. And we just want to know whether the flower that we have described is Iris setosa or Iris versicolor or Iris virginica, which species it belongs to. That is what we are interested in. Now let us go to the iris dataset actually.